What's up, everybody? I'm back, and it is about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I just got back from work. And when I pulled down the driveway, I mean, I could have sworn I was an American jet flying over a Taliban base camp, because the squirrels went absolutely nuts, busted out of the woodwork, running everywhere. And that tells me that they're out feeding, they're having a good time, they're hanging out with their buddies, and I'm about to ruin that. So come along, follow me, and let's go get some squirrels. So what I didn't realize is I only have like 10 pellets left for my pellet gun, and today's the perfect day to go out and get some squirrels. And I'm actually gonna go ahead and take out Sadie right there. And she's not a squirrel dog, but she's everything else. So I'm gonna see if she can't learn one more skill. And yeah, let me grab the shotgun, we'll head out. Get up. Good dog. That's a good girl. You ready to go? All right, let's do it. All right, you ready? What'd you see, Sadie? Oh, I'm telling you, in the future, I'm gonna have a quail hunt video. And this dog right here is absolutely insane. So, there's no doubt that she can find some squirrels. I just gotta get her on one. Get it. Good girl, here. Good girl. That's a good dog. Come on, here. That's a good dog. Come on. Good girl, Sadie. How's that for a first squirrel? Look, y'all, about 10 seconds after I clicked off the camera when she was pointing at that hole, she jumped a squirrel, ran it up out of the tree, and that's what you saw. This dog has never been trained for squirrels, but I will tell you something. She can do anything that she wants to. This dog's a hunting machine. Good girl, Sadie. Get that squirrel. Good girl, get it, Sadie. My squirrel. Good girl. This is like hunting quail out here. Good dog, Sadie. Hunt them up, Sadie. So I have an unexpected visitor. See if this guy can catch on. So I got this dog on the left. Sadie, she's working her tail off. Sit down. This dude on the right has no idea what's going on. Got my pointer, I got my flusher. But we'll see about that. Hunt him up, Sadie. Y'all, this dog is wired to hunt, and I am having so much fun just watching her. And honestly, I don't really care about the squirrels at this point. This is just super entertaining. She's just a champ. It's like she's done it her whole life. Very impressed. Not only has Sadie treed a bunch of squirrels, but she actually just found a deer bedded down about 20 yards in front of us. You are something special, dog. Good girl. Y'all, so get this. It's still deer season, still duck season. But right now, I am super fired up. And I got me a squirrel dog. So I think that's what I'm gonna do in the morning. My father-in-law actually just bought 62 acres that needs to be explored. And I guarantee there's squirrels on it. So I'm gonna load her up in the truck in the morning, take her over there, and go ahead and try to get my brother-in-law out of the bed, and we'll go knock down some squirrels. That's a good girl. Yeah. So I didn't make it out this morning, but it is the next day, and it's probably about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And figured before I go out, I might as well check the yard right here. And I'm right behind the house. But I got 27 acres right down the road. It's probably 1.5 miles, 2 miles. And we're gonna go ahead and load up Sadie, load up Holly, load up Addy. There they are right there. And let's go get some more squirrels.
Well, I left Chattanooga, boy, had $1 and a dime. Headed out for Nashville on the Hard Rock Line. I'm working on that old steamboat where I learned to rob and steal. When my feet had touched dry land, how happy I did feel.
Having fun? Singing songs. Nest up there, and there's actually a vine that goes to it. And a lot of the times, if you come over here and give that vine a shake, you'll get some squirrels running out. But in this case, I don't think anybody's home. Another thing you want to look for when you're out here chasing down squirrels is trees like this. This big pine tree has all sorts of holes all in the top that have been burrowed up by woodpeckers. Well, squirrels come back when the woodpeckers are done and make homes out of it. Guarantee if we sat here still for a little while, we'd have some squirrels popping out, but I don't got time for that. I just want to show you all an example of how incredible a dog's nose is. So she was over here sniffing this barbed wire, and if you look closely, right there's a bunch of coyote fur. This is where the coyotes come up through this fence and sneak up underneath it. They left their scent on the barbed wire. Grab this camera and about to head back to the truck. It's been pretty uneventful. Typically find that on days where it's overcast like this, everything kind of just hangs out. Oh, there goes my gun. Hangs out in the nest or in a hole. But the sun's starting to creep out, and I might go walk around on that 46 acres that I was on yesterday. See if I can't throw a couple more in the bag. So I'm gonna take Holly and Addy back to the house and get to walking once the sun comes out, because it doesn't look like it's gonna be too much longer. And that nook, when I almost got run over by that deer. Well, you can see that hole where I stuck my feet in. But the deer came right down this trail, came right through here, went blasting up underneath that tree.
From Trey, not Trey, Craig. Or Craig's in.
Well, that's where I was. It was the same day. That was probably about half an hour later.
This looks really familiar to me.
Play with sticks, or you want to go get some more squirrels? Crazy dog. Get up. Whoa. Get up, you goof. Good girl. Let's go get some more squirrels. There's one in this tree, Sadie. There it is, Sadie. Sadie's got a squirrel treat up here. There's a squirrel up that tree. We just gotta find it now. That one's in the hole. Have to move on. Well, some days it's good and some days it's not. And today was one of those not days, but I still got 2 down. So over the last 2 hunts, I killed 4 out of the 5 squirrels that I saw. I had 1 miss, and that's better than nothing. So let's go back to the house and I'll see you in the kitchen. Welcome to my kitchen, and as you can see, I got the legs and thighs in front of me. And I like using only the legs and thighs rather than the backs, because if you cook the backs too long, you get little spine pieces in it and it's hard to pick the bones out. Nobody likes that. Couple simple ingredients. I got all-purpose flour, and I have 4S wild game seasoning, and this stuff is really good. It basically consists of salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, and the Worcestershire powder. And I think that Worcestershire powder, or however you say it, makes a big difference. So all I got here is it patted dry, and I'm gonna sprinkle this on before I batter it. And the reason I like doing that is because you want the seasoning on your meat, not just in the flour for it to go ahead and fall off. And you can do this the night before. It's actually better to do this the night before, I think, because it lets that salt soak in. It's basically a dry brine, lets the seasoning penetrate, and it's just more flavor. So let me season this other side, and I'll get you in it for a closer look. So I got my squirrel seasoned, and right behind me I have a pan with about 1/2 inch of peanut oil getting hot. And you want to make sure your oil is hot before you do any of this, because you want it to go right from the flour into the oil. If you dip it in the flour and let it sit for a little bit, that batter ends up just peeling off and falling off the meat that you're cooking. In the flour it goes, and I'm only going to do this in half batches so that I don't end up crowding the pan, and I can work quick and get this fried up nicely. In the flour, toss it around, get a good coating, and make sure you work it into all the creases and crevices, and yeah, just like battering anything else. Pretty simple. Let's head to the oil. Just lay it in. Squirrel legs are done frying, and could you eat them like this? Absolutely, but they'd be chewy, and we're gonna do something a whole lot better. So let's make a gravy. While this oil is cooling down just enough for me to dispose of it, what I'm gonna do is take a red onion, and I like using red onion because 1, it gives the gravy a good color, and 2, I mean, it's great flavor. I also have a bell pepper that I'm gonna do a rough dice on, and same thing, bell pepper and red onion, just rough dice, it's gonna cook down. Now that we got that prepped, let's go ahead and melt a whole stick of butter in a pan. And why a whole stick? Because butter makes everything taste better. Once that butter is melted down, let's use some of the flour that we breaded the squirrels with and mix it in there. Make sure you stay with this and work it while it's hot, whisking it back and forth until it becomes almost like a Play-Doh putty, and we're gonna add some water. Now, you can use some chicken stock, which is gonna make it taste a whole lot better, but I don't have any readily available on hand, so water it is. I also have some paprika, and that's gonna give this whole gravy a nice red color. Now that we got that nice gravy, let's go ahead and lay our squirrel pieces in it. I'm gonna top it off with the peppers and the onions, and you don't have to mix this in, it'll all steam down and work itself in. Put a lid on it and let it sit and simmer for about 2 hours. So the squirrel is just not to the point where it's starting to break down and I can stick a fork in it and pull it apart. Now I was gonna make my own biscuits to serve with it, but what I found in the pantry was a box of Cheddar Bay biscuits, and who doesn't like Cheddar Bay biscuits? So I'm gonna go ahead and mix these up, get them in the oven. The oven's on preheat right now, and we're gonna make a plate. So the biscuits are done, and so is the squirrel. Let's eat. So that right there is dinner. You got fall apart, tender squirrel, fried earlier, all the juices, flavor, everything is locked in it, gravy, cheddar bay biscuits. It was a good weekend. And if you want to see more recipes like this, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. But until then, I'll see you on the next one.